Washington, D.C. at flyags.com. The Live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Been a beautiful sunny Tuesday, but things are certainly changing tomorrow. We have a Viper 6 alert day as we track the potential of severe weather. I'll have all the details coming right up.
Right now on News Channel 6 and 4, Augusta Prep breaking ground for a new facility today. We'll take you to that ceremony coming up.
Plus, following the dog attack on Justin Gilstrap, many are questioning why leash laws aren't being enforced.
And day 2 of jury selection in the trial of disbarred lawyer Alec Murdaugh. Your News at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is Wjbf News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you so much for joining us.
We're going to get to those stories in a moment, but first, breaking news for you today, where Gold Cross EMS is calling it quits in Augusta, apparently, as commissioners fail to approve a new ambulance contract. Tempers rising today as a divided commission tried to approve a new agreement with the city's longtime ambulance service provider. The deal calling for more than $3 million in new payments to the company, but in the end, the commission voted 5-4 with one abstaining, meaning the contract fell one vote short for approval. Coverage you can count on continuing now in Augusta with big news.
Right, happening right now, Augusta Preparatory Day School is holding a groundbreaking ceremony for its new Sciences and Engineering building. Here's a live look at that ceremony. The new $11 million W. Roger Giles Institute for Inquiry will be the only building of its kind in the area. The goal is to prepare more students for the fourth industrial revolution, which includes new technology like artificial intelligence, cloud technology, 3D printing, and more. School leaders hope the new building will give students a leg up when they apply to college and the workforce by combining more well-established concepts with new theories.
We'd like to provide something unique. We'd like to set a new standard in sciences and engineering education, and hopefully that'll influence the entire market, right? It'll inspire other schools to do similar things, and in the end, we're doing this for our students.
The new building will open in 2024. It is time now for a first check of the forecast.
Jenna Petracci in now on a pretty day, and we better enjoy it while it's here.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. Another round of sunshine today, but that will not be the case tomorrow. Clouds are actually about to move in within the next few hours ahead of a very strong low-pressure system. But right now, looking beautiful outside. Here's our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Aiken. It's another chilly day, though. We started out this morning in the mid-20s, and we're struggling to make it into those mid-50s. Right now at 57 in Barnwell, Augusta at 58, 59 in Louisville, 56 in Aiken. So we're not seeing any locations right now at that 60-degree mark, so we are below average today, and tomorrow we'll finally be back to above average temperatures. So it will be warmer tomorrow, but unfortunately we'll no longer have the sunshine. Winds are coming in from the southeast, 8 miles per hour in Augusta, 6 in Aiken, 7 in Waynesboro. A little bit breezy with continued dry conditions, dew points only in the upper 20s through low 30s. We'll have an increase in moisture, though, later on tonight as we have a warm front approaching. You can start to see some of the cloud cover approaching the Atlanta area ahead of this very strong system. So there's a Gulf Coast low pressure right over southeastern Texas. That's producing a lot of severe storms. And take a look at what's happening over in Oklahoma, up into Kansas, Nebraska. That's where there's actually some snow and winter precipitation. But it's been the Houston area all afternoon that's been dealing with a series of tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and a lot of flooding concerns as well. So this is the same system that will impact us tomorrow, but of course it will be weakening by the time it reaches us. Mostly sunny still at 5 o'clock. By 7 o'clock tonight, we'll start to see partly cloudy skies, upper 40s by 8 p.m. with that Viper 6 alert day tomorrow. Biggest concerns being heavy rain and the high winds, with the potential of severe weather as well. So coming up, I'll have a look at your futurecasts and everything you can expect, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thanks. As an 11-year-old boy continues to recover from a recent dog attack, we're looking at animal control in Columbia County. What are the rules when it comes to our pets? Tiffany Hobbs has the story.
In Columbia County, several ordinances are in place for animal control, and certain leash laws tell owners how their dogs must be handled in public. But what exactly are those laws, and how are they regulated?
The city does have a leash law, or a leash ordinance, if you will, and it states that every dog within the city will be kept on a leash, being held by the owner or kept within a fenced area, unless otherwise noted.
Columbia County Manager Scott Johnson tells us that dogs are also not allowed to roam at large, and repeat offenders are subject to punishment. If a dog causes human injury, it is deemed vicious in the state of Georgia. If a vicious dog is found roaming at large, it will be confiscated and handled according to state law. Columbia County has an animal advisory board that could make suggestions to amend county ordinances.
I think the laws that we have on the books are good. I think that the responsibility of pets is that of the owner. And in this case, we have a situation where we had a pet owner that has had a couple of encounters with Columbia County, but never have we had an encounter with any of his dogs that would deem them vicious as the law prescribes. Because unfortunately, it takes the dog attacking somebody before they can be deemed vicious.
Johnson tells me that anyone who sees a dog roaming at large should call Columbia County Animal Services during business hours. If they are closed, the sheriff's office will respond to your call. In Columbia County, Tiffany Hobbs, WJBF, News Channel 6.
New this hour, after 90 minutes of discussion, Fulton County Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney did not make a decision on releasing a highly confidential election probe report. This report is from a Georgia grand jury reviewing the 2020 elections in the Peach State. Several news organizations and media members expressed interest on Monday that the report should be published due to public interest. Jurors heard from Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, and U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham. The special grand jury recommended the report be made public, but did not have the power to issue indictments.
The Alec Murdaugh double murder trial is continuing today in South Carolina. Jason Raven is covering it for us.
It's day 2 of jury selection here at the Colleton County Courthouse. Now, the town of Walterboro has a little less than 6,000 people who call it home. Many in the community and surrounding area know about this case. Some were even summoned to the courthouse this week to be possible jurors. Now, those who said they had already made up their minds because they followed the case closely were excused from serving on the jury. Now, the final round of jury screening wrapped up Tuesday. Now, we spoke with attorney Eric Blant. He represents the estate of the late housekeeper for the Murdaugh family. He gave some perspective on the challenge to seat a jury in this case.
I doubt we're going to find 12 jurors that have not heard the name Murdaugh or know anything about it. And I think in this day and age, you don't want people that live under a rock. You actually want people that are conversant with the news and current events, but at the same time can be reflective and fair and impartial. And I think that's what the fight is going to be.
Prospective jurors have been asked to return to the courthouse at 11 a.m. Wednesday. 12 jurors will be selected, along with 6 alternates. In Walterboro, I'm Jason Raven.
Columbia County now, where the school board held another Let's Talk series for parents and teachers that focuses on various topics. It's hosted by the Columbia County School District every month, and this time they looked at gang violence and drug use in schools. Here's Nikita Dennis.
Parents and local residents had the opportunity to hear from representatives in the Columbia County legal system on ways to prevent gang violence and drug use in schools. Todd Hughes, who is the assistant district attorney in Columbia County, says that kids can be brought into gangs at an early age.
I have seen basically flyers left at elementary schools about meetings related to gang development. It is sinister that these older gang members, and by older, they typically are 18 and into their 20s.
According to the Columbia County School District Police, there are 100 gangs across the CSRA, with over 40 of them believed to be active. Local officials say social media can play a part in this.
Even though we train them and teach them within our homes, it's so much outside influence now that influences them, which leads into gang connectability through social media. that's a great gateway and an easy gateway for these older individuals to manipulate these young minds.
Brown also says it's important to look out for signs when talking to your kids at home. Terrorist threats made by children at school is also a sign to look out for.
As mentioned, a terrorist threat where an individual put out, I don't feel like going to school tomorrow, I feel like blowing up the school. That's all it takes. And someone on that other end takes a screenshot of it, shows it to a parent, brings it to a school. The school has a responsibility to act upon that.
It can't be written off as a kid that was just frustrated. It can't be just written off as something we don't have to worry about because we've never had any trouble out of this child. No, we need to make sure there's not an actual live threat going on.
They also say it's important to have constant communication with your children.
Jefferson County school leaders will lead a discussion about safety today. It's happening at 6 o'clock at Carver Elementary in Wadley. The meeting comes after a middle school student was allegedly shot by her brother earlier this month. This is a continuation of an outreach effort by school and community leaders to find solutions for problems with local youth. A similar meeting was held back in October following a massive fight in the school.
Well, tonight is your chance to have a say in how downtown Augusta develops. There's going to be an open house to talk about construction projects on 5th, 6th, 13th, Telfair, Broad, and Green Streets. Work is set to start after this year's Masters tournament, and tonight contractors are going to go over project phases, traffic plans, and access to businesses and homes. If you want to attend the meeting, just go to the municipal building from 6 to 7:30 tonight. Also happening in the day ahead, 2 boards of education in our viewing area will meet. District leaders in Columbia County getting together at 5:30 tonight. They'll look at plans for this year's Digital Learning Day, which is coming up in March. Aiken County's BOE meets at 6, and the main item on their agenda, an incentive plan for teachers. Coming up, a jury has convicted 4 more members of the Oath Keepers militia group.
This after they were accused of engaging in conspiracy to stop the certification of President Biden's election. Details when we come back.
Channel 6.
It's a new year, and many homeowners start thinking about home improvement projects this time of year. Your roof is one of the most important investments for the security of your home, and thankfully, the professionals at Roof Savers specialize in roof rejuvenation, which will extend the life of your asphalt shingle roof by 5 to 15 years. Before you even think about a full roof replacement, please call Roof Savers now and save thousands of dollars with the lab-tested, USDA-approved, bio-based product from Greener Shingles and Roof Savers. I'm here with Russell Beckham, one of the owners of Roof Savers, and Russell, explain what roof rejuvenation is and the Roof Savers process.
So, roof rejuvenation is the process of reintroducing the protective qualities to asphalt shingles, such as the flexibility, the granular adhesion, and also adding resistance to hail damage. So we have a couple-step process. Our first visit to a customer's home is to evaluate the roof to make sure it qualifies for roof rejuvenation. We are looking for any leak-prone areas such as damaged pipe boots, loose chimney flashing, things like that, and we want to correct all that before the process is started. Then we will soft wash your roof to make sure all the black algae and moss and dirt come off. Then the roof is treated with the rejuvenation to extend the life of the roof.
I believe in the roof rejuvenation process so much we had it done on our roof at our home. Listen to my husband, Ryan.
The roof is a major expense. This product can save you a ton of money. As you can see the before and afters, and it is plain as day. This was simple, in and out process. It's a win-win for everybody. My roof went from old and damaged looking to clean and new.
Please dial the number on your screen right now and extend the life of your roof by 5 to 15 years and save thousands of dollars in the process. Your roof inspection is free, so what do you have to lose? Call now.
Hear what other people are saying about Roof Savers? Use the keywords Roof Savers Georgia on Google and check us out online at myroofsavers.com.
Welcome back, everybody. 4 members of the Oath Keepers now convicted of seditious conspiracy.
It is the second major trial resulting in convictions for the group. M. Nguyen has more.
4 additional members of the far-right Oath Keepers militia group have been found guilty of seditious conspiracy and other charges for their involvement in the deadly January 6th attack on the Capitol. Prosecutors convincing a Washington, D.C. jury that the four forcibly tried to stop the certification of Joe Biden's election victory and keep Donald Trump in office.
I'm grateful to the prosecutors, agents, and staff for their outstanding work in connection with this matter.
The jury handing down a verdict against Joseph Hackett and David Morshell of Florida, both seen in now infamous images moving through mobs in a military-style stack formation. Roberto Minuta of Texas, who clashed with police that day according to court documents, and Edward Vallejo of Arizona, who allegedly was on standby at a nearby hotel in Virginia waiting for the order to bring firearms into the city. All four men were also found guilty of conspiring and obstructing an official proceeding. Lawyers for two of the defendants saying their clients didn't receive a fair trial.
These men were swept up by the Stop the Steal nonsense that was pushed by the president.
Their trial comes 2 months after Oath Keepers leader Stuart Rhodes and another member were also convicted of seditious conspiracy, the first time a jury found participants in the insurrection were engaged in an organized seditious conspiracy. The Justice Department got another win related to the Capitol riot Monday. Richard Barnett, photographed with his feet up on a desk in then Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office, convicted on all 8 counts he was facing. The seldom used seditious conspiracy charge the 4 Oath Keepers were convicted on carries a sentence of up to 20 years in prison. The judge has yet to set a date for sentencing. M. Lynn, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up, a look at the forecast as we get set for severe weather.
Meteorologist Jenna Petracci joins us next to tell us more. Stay with us.
True Music Southern Soul and Song Series, February 10th. Tickets start at $20. Buy them at the Imperial Theater.
The People's Court, weekday mornings at 10 on News Channel 6. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5 for 6.
It's been another picture-perfect day. Blue skies on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, very similar to yesterday. We started out this morning very, very cold, only in the mid-20s. Warmed up pretty nicely, though, in the afternoon, upper 50s, feeling pretty good under all the sunshine. It's breezy outside with a southeast wind of 8 miles per hour, but it's really not making it feel any colder outside than the actual air temperature. So notice a lot of 50s, upper 50s for the most part. Just made it to that 60-degree mark down in Millen and Sylvania, 57 in Barnwell and Bamberg, Evans at 56, 54 in Lincolnton, and 55 in Crawfordville. So we have high pressure over the East Coast. That's what's bringing us the sun today, but it's a completely different situation to our neighbors in the west. Notice some winter precipitation across much of Oklahoma and into the plains, and also widespread showers and storms associated with this low pressure system that have really been packing a punch across eastern Texas today, particularly in the Houston area. There's already been a confirmed tornado, a lot of heavy rain as well with some flooding concerns. So right now we have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings along the Gulf Coast of Texas. This will continue to shift towards the east and will eventually impact the CSRA tomorrow morning. So we have a 90% chance of rain, Viper 6 alert day in place. So let's get right into our future cast now. Here's that low pressure system across Louisiana by 6 o'clock tonight, and it's this warm front that we're going to be watching overnight tonight. So where that's going to bring us an increase in clouds starting around 8 o'clock tonight. It'll become partly cloudy, and that'll bring us some warmer temperatures, which will then fuel the severe thunderstorm development ahead of this cold front. So that cold front will come through in the afternoon. Behind it, we'll have clearing skies. So Thursday, we'll be back to normal, another sunny day with the cooler temperatures. But now let's look closer to home. 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. If you're headed out at this time for work, you don't have to worry about any rain, but it will become very windy at this point. Then as we look at 9, 10 o'clock, very widespread rain. We're going to have to watch for some gusty winds that could become damaging, bringing some power lines and trees down. That is our biggest concern here. Doesn't look like a major isolated tornado threat. It's very, very low. Biggest concern, definitely the wind and the rain. So by noon, this will be just to the southeast of Augusta, passing through Aiken County. And by 3 o'clock, really just some light to moderate rainfall. I'd say that severe severe threat is done. Still some showers lingering south of I-20 later on in the evening, but once again, no more severe threat. So rainfall totals not looking too bad, mostly around an inch. Some spots that deal with the heavy thunderstorms could reach 2 inches though. It's the winds that once again will be the biggest problem here. So we do have winds of around 15 to 20 miles per hour, increasing up to around 30 miles per hour Wednesday afternoon. And of course, if we have a severe storm, that could produce 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that will continue through Thursday morning. So a wind advisory is in effect till 12 a.m. Thursday for our western counties, and also a lake wind advisory that goes until 2 a.m. on Thursday. So the severe weather outlook today is an enhanced risk along the Gulf Coast. That becomes a slight risk for the majority of the CSRA tomorrow. So level 2 out of 5 on our scale. Biggest concerns, once again, heavy rain and damaging winds. Hail is unlikely, and a low chance of an isolated tornado. Over the next 10 days, we're seeing a whole lot of rain going into that first week of February. So we have sunshine Thursday and Friday, but next week we'll be back to the rain and clouds.
All right, thanks, Jenna. Coming up, the Oscar nominations are in.
We will take a look at some of this year's contenders right after the break. Don't go away.
The countdown to Hollywood's biggest night is underway with the announcement of the Oscar nominations.
Morgan Norwood takes...
The countdown to Hollywood's biggest night is underway with the announcement of the Oscar nominations.
Morgan Norwood takes a look at how the ballot is shaping up.
The nominations are in, and the countdown to the 95th Annual Academy Awards is on. Riz Ahmed and Allison Williams unveiling the contenders vying for a prestigious gold trophy. This year, big screen spectacles dominating the nominations, a year after streaming services captivated movie lovers. All Quiet on the Western Front making plenty of noise with 9 nods, including for Best Motion Picture, up against several hit films including Disney's Avatar, The Way of Water, Top Gun Maverick, and Everything Everywhere All at Once, which, by the way, leading the pack with 11 nominations. Up for gold in the Best Actor category, Oscar newcomers Austin Butler, Colin Farrell, Brendan Fraser, Paul Mescal, and Bill Nye, each picking up their first Oscar nominations. The nominations teeming with more first and historic feats. Michelle Yeoh making history as the first Asian Best Actress nominee for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Angela Bassett scooping up a major nomination for the Marvel Cinematic Universe with her Best Supporting Actress nod, becoming the franchise's first actor to be recognized for performance.
Really excited for Angela. I mean, it's not a shocker, and it feels really good to see her getting her flowers in this.
And like every year, there's always snubs.
James Cameron
Left out of the race there for Avatar, The Way of Water, of course. It would have been a very fun race to kind of see Cameron and Spielberg squaring off against one another, two titans.
The 2023 Oscars will take place on Sunday, March the 12th at the Dolby Theater. Jimmy Kimmel is back as the host this year, and of course you can watch live right here on ABC. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
There is more coverage you can count on next on News Channel 6430.
Dee Griffin will be here right after the break.